And we're starting. Let's see if we get some couple of people in right now.
So you guys all live in Cali?
Yeah, I live in Cali.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
live,
I'm in
Raider
Cali.
man. You live in Cali?
Yeah, Chino,
Yeah,
California.
Okay.
Chino, nice. You USS?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Oxnard, which is I'm a beach town. I'm about 45 minutes north of LA.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm in Bakersfield, so I'm like in the
Oh,
middle.
okay. Yeah.
But all right, we got 5 people in here. Thank you guys for coming. We got 2 special guests. We got OG Raider right here. SS, was it SS?
Rip Rider.
Rip Rider, and then we got Raider Man. He's probably the new generation of Raider.
Yep.
When were you first Raider Man? When were you first became a Raider fan?
Like I was like 2 or 3. As I can
Nice.
remember.
Your dad?
Yeah. My
Yeah, big
uncle.
Raider fan.
Yeah, my uncles.
Nice. And SS, you?
I was born a Raider. My father was a hardcore Raider fan, but I didn't really start watching football till I was about 7 years old. So that's 1979. That's when I
Mm,
first started playing football. And I used to trip out on my father getting so excited over the team that he was watching. And it was the Raiders. So I
yep.
became, from that point on, it was like, okay, I'm a Raider.
Yeah.
And
Like the son, I'm a Raider.
yeah,
That's
and
what's
a
up.
year later, a couple of years later, boom, we won the Super Bowl in 1980.
So you
And
were there for
just
all the Super Bowls, huh?
well, I was alive during the '76 Super Bowl, but I didn't watch it. I'm not going to front.
Yeah.
I was just 5 years old when that Super Bowl happened. So, but during the '80s Super Bowl, I remember that game like every play. You know,
Yeah.
uh, it was one of those things where you're watching your father just go crazy over the TV, him and his buddies and my uncles, and I was just happy to be a part of that. And then a few years later, I got into the seventh grade, and boom, we won the Super Bowl again, and we won it in such a convincing fashion. It was just magical, man. It was. I just remember being so hyped and going to school with my Raider gear on, and it was just great. So for me, from the '70s through the early '90s, the Raiders was like the Patriots, not as far as a
Mm.
bunch of Super Bowls because we only got three in that time,
Just
but
dominant.
just dominant. We were always winning. A bad season for the Raiders in those days was an 8-win, 7-win season.
Hmm.
It wasn't until the mid '90s hit and we moved back to Oakland and things got dry for us. The first 4-12 season I ever seen in my life was the '96 Raiders, I believe. Joe Bugle was our head coach.
Mm.
And that was tough. And
Yeah.
we really haven't pulled ourselves out of that outside of the early 2000 run. We haven't been the same team.
Yeah.
But
And that's when I became a Raider fan in the 2000. And just like you, my stepdad, my grandpa was a 49er fan, and I really didn't watch football and he didn't really show me football. But then my stepdad came in my life when I was 9 years old, and he took me to my first Raider game. Oh, bro, I fell in love. I mean, the first thing he introduced me to were the cheerleaders. Woo! Damn.
nice.
I was like, woo. I was like,
And I've
damn, this is
always
this is
felt
pretty
the Raider
nice.
cheerleaders were way better than the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders who were in
They're
my
feisty
days.
too. Even on
Yeah,
TikTok, they're feisty, bro. They keep going at the
yeah.
Dallas cheerleaders.
There's just something about this team. It's just different from any other team. I kind of see like Raider fan as a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Like when I'm out in
Yes.
public and I see somebody wearing Raider gear, I don't hesitate to speak and to introduce myself and just, hey, man, we're in this together type of thing. And, sometimes you get Raider fans that aren't really Raider fans. They're wearing the gear because they make them think that they're a little tougher than the next. But for the most part, when I see somebody in Raider gear, I make sure to speak. And, hey, man, Raider Nation for life.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
one of those things.
I say Raiders, and you just hear it back automatically.
Yup.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen. All right, so we got tomorrow big game. Thursday, noon game. Now, what do you guys think? It's a must win. And are we people are saying start Mariota,
Yeah.
sit Derek Carr. I want to go OG first, then Youngin. So OG, let me hear your status on that.
Uh, I want to see Mariota play, but being that this is a short week and we literally had 2 days to prepare, it probably would be unfair to Mariota without a full solid week of practice to get in there and for us to expect him to do anything better than what Derek Carr can do on 2 days of practice. Not all the first team reps. It's probably not a good idea. I think it would be better to start Carr and just see what we can make happen this week. But next week, if we can get Mariota a full week of practice, I would prefer to see him in there.
All right, let's get Raider, man. What do you think?
Um, I believe it's time for like to give him a shot. Like he proved himself wrong with a little bit of time. He didn't know he was going in against the Chargers last year, and I just believe it's time for him to give him a shot. He proved everyone wrong when he stepped into the plate, and I just believe this is a big game for us, like win or go home type of situation. I just believe we have to give him a shot.
Guys done? Here I go.
What?
This is what I say. Okay. Mariota is glass. This system is not made for Mariota. You know what system's made for Mariota? Tennessee Titans, and he could not succeed and got outplayed by Ryan Tannehill. He's a mobile quarterback, but at the same time, we have seen him run. After that San Diego or the LA Chargers, he got injured. He was completely injured after that, playing the whole game. And during the offseason, he was injured. Even during the regular season, he got injured from practicing. So Mariota is not the same. You know when his best game was? OG?
No,
You know
no.
what, Youngin?
No.
It was in 2016
Shit.
when he didn't have surgeries. He wasn't dinged up. His best stat record is he had 3,426 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. And he was completely healthy. After that, he has not been good. And I think with Greg Olsen, and I mean, Greg Olsen is horrible. We can all say that. The offensive
Terrible.
coordinator is
Terrible.
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 He can't read defenses. We know Mariota can't read defenses. So he's going to have to make something out of nothing. And the offense, can we say this? It is bad. We have one of the youngest offense, and the only person good on there is Colton Miller.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, the center, he cannot read blitzes. He cannot shift the line. He cannot talk to these guys because he's a first-year player. This is the first time him ever doing it. And, he's not the leader on that old line. Who's the old leader on that line?
Exactly. We need a leader to step up.
And the leader was supposed to be who? That's sitting out and getting chubby.
Incognito.
Incognito. And you see him on the sideline, and they keep saying, what did they say? 2 to 3 weeks. Push it back more and more. Now what? December?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way
It's going to
leading
get
that
to the point where no reason to bring him in.
No reason. I mean, we should have got rid of him a long time ago. Did it like we did Arnett. Put him on the squad, release him. I don't know why they do it. They keep him. I don't know if it's Cable. He wants to keep him and have him. But I mean, he's not doing nothing.
Yeah, he's not contributing.
He's not contributing nothing. He's not telling, hey, shift the line. He's not in there showing what's the protection, what's the package, what's the blitz coming in or anything. And Carr is just sometimes getting eaten alive. And I'm gonna be honest, he looks scared out there because he does not trust this young line. And the oldest player out there is 28.
Yeah.
And everybody else is a first round set for Colton Miller. He's been there the longest. John Gruden screwed up this offensive line.
I agree.
And I mean, you cannot blame Carr. John Gruden.
I agree. John Gruden screwed up the old line with getting rid of Hudson and was it Jelly or I can't even remember the guy that we got. He went to Seattle. What was his name?
Gabe Jackson.
Gabe Jones.
Yeah, Gabe Jackson. Yeah, getting rid of those two guys. The center's the quarterback of the offensive line. I played center through my football years. So
Jackson was beautiful with Carr. We saw that last year.
yeah,
And what
yeah.
were we missing last year? Defense.
Exactly.
It's always something with this team every year.
I mean,
Now I want to give you some facts because everyone is blaming Carr, and I understand some of the reads he made last week were bad. But I mean, come on, when you have an offensive line right like that, and you saw Cole Miller, he didn't make that block when he did that fumble, so Carr was running and he fumbled it. Well, whose fault is that? Cole Miller for not blocking for Carr, or Carr running for his life when he sees a tackle coming from him, and you don't know when Carr's going to get injured. He kind of got nicked up, and you saw him; he was limping off the field.
yep.
Well, is that Carr's fault, or is that Cole Miller's fault for not protecting him?
I think it's 50-50 because I think that Carr's pocket awareness isn't what it should be, being an 8-year quarterback at this point.
Yeah.
You know, Carr, for whatever reason, he's playing scared. He's not playing with any kind of moxie. We can't trust Carr at this point to get the job done. Unless he has a perfect clean pocket, Carr's not going to get the job done. Quarterbacks today, if you notice, the good quarterbacks, they make things happen. Carr's not making anything happen for us. You know, one thing that I thought that was going to happen when we re-signed John Gruden is I'm going to take you back to the early 2000s, a quarterback that I adored, Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon had the most instinct and awareness of a quarterback the Raiders have ever had. This was a guy that would not let us lose. If you look at our teams from 98 through 2003 with Rich Gannon, in 2003, he was injured. So let's nix that year and let's say from 98 to 2002. If we lost a game, it was a one-score game. Rich Gannon kept us in the games. He would be on the sideline when the defense was on the field, pulling the team together. And another thing is he would pull the team together and we would make a way through the game to get the victory, to find a way. Carr, yes, he's had comeback victories. Don't get me wrong. He has the most comeback victories in the last 7 years or something like that. I saw that stat the other day. But the problem with that is those are the only victories we got.
Yeah. Hey guys, we can't have cussing on here. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you start cussing, I'm blocking you. I'm blocking you guys. Well, we can cuss, but I don't think in the comments. Just comment down.
Did
guys.
I cuss?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
No, in the comments.
Oh, gotcha.
The comments. You guys are good. We can cuss. We're Raider fans, but I mean in the comments when you talk.
Well, I try not to because I'm not trying to burn nobody out. You know what I mean? And if you can't get your point across without cussing, you need to up your vocabulary.
What do you think, Raider Nation, Raider man?
For the last couple of years, Carr's been playing scared, and you can't play scared if you want to win. Like as a quarterback myself, like if I'm playing scared, I can't win. Like you don't have no motivation or confidence to be like, I could blow down all these motherfuckers. I don't care. Like Carr has to play with that level of confidence in him, and right now he's not playing with confidence.
Yeah. Now I got a question. How long have you been with your old line?
Like 2 years. Ever since.
Do you trust him?
Yeah.
Do you think Carr trusts his old line?
Hell no.
Now let me tell you something. Carr was drafted in 2000 with Khalil Mack, and Amari Cooper was drafted in 2005. You know, in 2 years, Del Rio turned that team around.
Yeah.
He got in the playoff in 2016. It took Del Rio 2 years to do it. Yeah. You know, his third year, he would have took him to the playoffs. Yeah. Do you know why he failed?
Yeah, we had the Redskin game.
No, it's not that game. He had on December. Hold on, I got it right here. I took some notes. Okay. On December 3rd, we were 6-6. Week 13, we won that game. There was talk of Gruden coming to the Raiders that day. Now, the rumor was even if Del Rio took the Raiders to the playoffs. And I know if you guys remember this, even if Del Rio took the Raiders to the playoffs, he was not going to coach the Raiders the next season.
Exactly.
We would have went to the playoffs that season. We were 6-6 before that breaking news came out, the rumors. Mark Davis screwed the shit out of the Raiders. Why would you do that with the coach that was winning and that changed your organization around 2 years to a coach?
Mark Davis just loved Gruden. He just loved what Gruden brought to the Raiders in the early 2000s.
But when you're not coaching after that long, I mean, and Del Rio was doing completely fine. We had Amari Cooper 600 yards the last season that Del Rio was at. Michael Crabtree 600 yards. Jared Cook 600 yards. We had Marshawn Lynch 937 yards. The only thing I didn't like is they got rid of Murray, Latavius Murray. We should have kept Murry.
We should have kept Murray, without a doubt.
That year, 2016, when Carr went down, he was 12-3. Then guess what happens? Who his backup was? Does anybody know?
God, Matt McGloin.
No. Was it McGloin?
Yeah, he was. He played in our playoff game.
Connor
Cook played, but Matt McGloin started that playoff game.
But they didn't have practice. I think Connor Cook came in the Houston game.
Yeah, Connor Cook came in after McGloin went down with an injury. I remember that game. 100%.
No reps. He had no reps in the preseason because they thought Carr was going to be completely fine. And that happened, and it screwed us. And I think that's probably because that season we would have won. I honestly think we would have won a Super Bowl.
I thought it was a Super Bowl season. That was an amazing year.
Yeah, we had
a coach that was willing to gamble, a coach that was willing to take risks. You can't win in the NFL without taking some risks. You can't, right now we play safe. All our plays are safe. And, what's the name of the coach for Tampa Bay? Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians. He has one statement that he says that I like, and it's called "risk it for the biscuit." You got to go out there and, it's not always going to be right there available for you. Sometimes you got to go out there and take it. And that's what our offense is lacking right now. We have zero killer instinct, nothing. Yeah. And then when it comes to play calling, bro, John Gruden's playbook was supposed to be about this thick. But it seems like we're running the same 15, 20 plays the whole game.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, I don't know the stat, but the play that there's two plays that we do that are killing me mentally. That's the shotgun handoff to Josh Jacobs, where he whams it in there 2 or 3 yards. It's terrible. And then there's this bunch formation that we're running where we got 3 tight ends in there. And prior to Ingle getting injured, he would be in there too.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand why right now, with the personnel that we have right now, why aren't we spreading this offense out and putting the defense on their heels? We got Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake is a player that's like Alvin Kamara. He's like Christian McCaffrey, where he's a dual threat. He can run the ball and he can go spread out and catch passes. We got Darren Waller. Darren Waller is a mismatch he's too fast for linebackers. And he's too big for cornerbacks to guard him. So if we spread out Kenyon Drake, and then we got Darren Waller, so now it's a pick your poison type of thing. That's going to open it up for Deshaun Jackson, Edwards, Hunter Renfrow. It puts the defense on their heels. Right now, defenses are able to sit on top of us because we're not running anything that's hard to defend. And as a fan, I've watched football for 40 years. And as a fan watching this, it's hard to watch because you look at the other games that are happening in the league and you see innovation. You see modern plays. And then you look at our team. Right now, I have seen plays that John Gruden used to call in the late 90s and early 2000s. I see them today.
Yeah.
And the NFL has evolved. we want to be a smash mouth football team, or that's the thinking. We're going to be smash mouth. But first of all, smash mouth teams run power blocking. We running zone blocking. Don't you feel like Josh Jacobs would do a lot better if we were running some tosses and
Yep.
some sweeps and
Yep.
some misdirection with some pulling guards and some blockers out in front of him rather than him trying to make moves with the zone blocking scheme? What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I 100% agree. But you know what? When Ruggs, the situation that happens, it's the same thing like the Antonio Brown situation.
Exactly.
Ah,
Completely changed our playbook. Because you know, John Gruden had a system for Antonio Brown, and that's what we had the playbook for. Once we lost Antonio Brown, bro, we were so lost. That's how I
yeah,
feel this now with the Henry Ruggs. But we don't even have John Gruden no more. So we got an interim coach that has never coached that has been special teams. And then we got Greg Olson, which should never been there. Which you know, John Gruden, he keeps whoever because he knew he was gonna call the plays because John Gruden relieved
right.
Greg Olson, so he was just to hold the clipboard. Well, now it screwed us, and I mean, it's honestly 100% on Derek Carr now. And I know I've seen some plays that Derek Carr missed where he had that like you're saying, the 3 wide receiver set, and he just threw it, and there was 5 quarterbacks right there, and Josh Jacobs could have ran up the middle when they only had 3 on the line. And
Yeah.
Derek Carr completely missed the red. He didn't read the defense right.
He's playing
So
scared.
I don't know what Derek Carr is seeing out because I look on too. I was like, man, why don't you just pass to Zay Jones instead? I fucking Darren Waller. He was just like this. Come on, Darren Waller, hurry up. And the dude read him. And Zay Jones was making a slant. Just dink and dunk. I know we don't like it, but we still had a chance to win. We had I think it was like 8 minutes left.
Exactly.
And he does that dumb interception, bro.
We have to give all our receivers a chance at some point.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
looking out Waller all the time. We have to give all of them a chance. We're not using Deshaun Jackson like we need to.
No.
No. What's the story with Deshaun Jackson? I don't understand it. We bring this guy in. Yeah, he doesn't know the playbook, but he knows every route in the NFL. He knows every route in the league. I don't understand why there's not a conversation. Okay, hey, Deshaun, on this play, I need you to run a 9 route. On this play, I need you to run a post every time, and take the top off of the defense. The defense now is sitting on us with 2 safeties because they know that we're not going up the field. The moment they see us coming in with 3 tight ends, they're going to just sit on top of us. They're not going to back off and respect our passing game because there's no one to respect. You know, Hunter Renfro's not a deep threat. He's a possession receiver. He's our Wes Welker. You know,
Yeah. 100%.
Byron,
I agree with
Byron
that.
Edwards, he's still young, but he doesn't have the speed. But he's definitely a receiver that can come across the middle,
Oh,
and he's big enough to
man.
where he can make some plays.
When they did that sweep, I was like, why the fuck would you
Oh
give
my
a sweep
God.
to Brian Edwards, bro?
I
1
went
yard.
so crazy right
Just-
there, bro.
Just hand it to Josh Jacobs.
Exactly. It was like 3-1. What was it? Like 3 and
And I was like,
Third
you
and
give it to.
short
I have
one.
never seen a sweep with Brian Edwards, and you decide to do it on the day against the Cincinnati Bengals, which you made their defense look fucking amazing.
And then the worst part after all of that was we're at the 50 and we punted
Oh yeah.
instead of trying to trust our offense and make a play. We got to take risks to win at this point. This team's not good enough to line up and bully the defense. So the only way we're going to win games is to take risks. And if we don't take risks, we end up losing. So if we're going to lose not taking risks, I think it would serve us far better to lose taking risks. Why not?
Yeah. Sometimes you got to say fuck it and go for it.
Yeah.
And that's what like Carr did that too, where he did, I think it was a running play on 3rd and 6.
Yeah.
He did a running play to Kenyon Drake, and Kenyon Drake.
God,
You
I
see
like
Kenyon
that.
Drake's face? He was pretty pissed. He's like, "Why would you give me the ball? Pass it."
Like,
And
you
they
know
were
what
all
he's
up
doing.
in zone. They were all up on the line. Just throw it. And I think it was Deshaun Jackson on the outside, 1-on-1.
Yeah.
And I mean, I knew he made a mistake before, but trust the dude. Just fucking do it again. We got
Yeah.
something. It was 10 and we're 10 and 6. Fucking try something, bro. Don't be afraid. If you get an interception, fine. If you overthrow him, fine. At least you tried, Not a fucking running play, bro.
Fuck, it's 3 and 6.
Kenyon Drake was like, "What the fuck you doing, bro? Are you okay? You still thinking about Henry Ruggs over there or what?"
Hey, Henry Ruggs was a huge part of the offense, but Deshaun Jackson can fill Henry Ruggs' role. You know,
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
Henry Ruggs story is really sad when you really
Yeah.
stop and think about it, because a lot of times as Raider players, we get this super fast player, but he can't catch.
No.
But Henry Ruggs had some serious hands. That guy
This
could
year
catch.
he was showing his fucking hands,
Yep.
Absolutely.
his
And
speed. He was doing his route running. Oh, I knew when he gained that muscle, I was like, "Oh, he's gonna be a
Now they're
threat
giving him
now."
a chance. Last year they didn't give him no chance to make a play.
He was getting
right.
injured. He was injured a lot.
Thanks to Henry Ruggs, though, we finished at 500 with the Jets game.
Yeah.
And I honestly think now I think it's kind of like preseason games to see what. But I mean, you can't do that right now. I mean, Derek Carr knows this offense. You're the leader. You have to stop. I know he's Christian, but you gotta get that Radar R car going. Get these
Yeah,
guys
man.
get these guys pumped because I saw in the Cincinnati game and I just seen Carr like this and go. "Mm, mm,
And that's one of the main things that's
mm."
bothering me about Derek Carr right now is on the sideline, he's not prepping the offense for the next possession. He's sitting there by
No.
himself. He's not even, it's like he doesn't have any friends on the team. There's something going on, because if you watch that post-game interview, he was just standing there with his head down. He had a Dodger hat on. And
I'm
they
surprised he
asked
didn't have
him,
this Raider hat. And I was like,
right.
whoa. He usually has
They
the Raider
asked
hat
him,
on.
yeah, it was weird. They asked him, what's going on? How come you weren't able to get the ball to any of the receivers in the first half? And his response was, "Oh, I got the ball to Darren, though. We checked that box, right?"
Yep.
And it was a pissed off answer.
Yeah.
And that has made me wonder. And I've been seeing a lot of things on YouTube and Twitter where Darren Waller and Derek Carr aren't even speaking right now.
Yeah, they're I heard about that too. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, there's something really, really got me concerned when it comes to that.
I think they're
Because
good. I think it is just frustration. And when you're a
absolutely,
player, when you're like I play football and I get frustrated all the time, and you just don't want to talk to nobody. And, they in the offseason, they're good. They do their thing together. Darren Waller and Derek Carr, they always work on the offseason, but like it's just frustrating right now because you have to change your whole off because of the situation of Henry Ruggs, and you got to find a new way how to get the ball to people. Because Henry Ruggs, you got to stick some man back there, and you got either Waller free,
Yeah.
Renfro free, Edwards free, but now everybody's boxed in. So now you can easily double or triple Waller, and it's frustrating to Waller because he has to, break away from that. And then you either got Brian Edwards dropping passes, or you just got third and Renfro doing slants, and he's getting banged up like that. And I don't know why they still have him on the punting. Why is he still doing punting?
They should
because
go
we don't have anybody with reliable hands to catch the ball. That's catch the punts. And with him, it's a safe punt. It's a safe possession. He's gonna catch that ball, and he's not gonna run the punt back, but he's gonna guarantee us not to fumble, even though he did. But we
Yeah.
managed to catch it. But for the most part, you can trust him. He's got solid hands, so you can trust him to catch the ball and give us the ball with a decent field possession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
losing a Henry Ruggs, man, it made our offense a pick your poison type of offense, because you had to no one could cover Henry Ruggs one-on-one. He was just too fast. So you had to spy
double.
him with the safety or double. And then that opened up Darren Waller, because you have to double team Darren Waller or he'll rip you up, because there's no linebacker in the league that can run with him. And he's bigger than every cornerback in the league, so he's going to out-muscle 90% of the corners in the league. So we've lost that. Now with Deshaun Jackson, we still have that, but because Derek Carr doesn't have a connection with him yet, he just doesn't have the trust for him. But it makes me wonder, what in the hell are you guys doing in the week? Because you need to be working on that. There was points in the game where we were out of the game. Why wasn't Deshaun Jackson in that game, running routes and getting acclimated to how Derek Carr plays the position?
And that's
It
why I
doesn't
said
make
when
any sense.
when he went on that when he did that live stream, He clearly said they're in there working. Remember, he's like, oh, everybody coming into work. And I'm like, is that bullshit, Derek, or are you being serious, bro? You gotta tell us because
You
if
know
you
it's
be,
lip service. You know it is.
yeah, bro,
You know it is because to come out and tell the truth about the situation is going to probably shine a bad light on the Raiders because we all know as fans it's just not right now in Las Vegas. We are at a huge disconnect. You know, losing John Gruden, it put us in a we haven't been game planning well the last few games. The first two games that we played without Gruden, we were playing mediocre teams.
yeah,
And
agree.
you know, we came out now, our game plans are terrible. And after
They
our
figure it
first,
out.
yeah, and then we continue to run the same plays over and over. The defense knows what's coming.
Yep.
Now let me
If you're
say,
playing against a good coach,
yeah, exactly. I mean,
you know,
Coach
the
Rich,
NFL has evolved, man. When I was younger watching the NFL games, there was times where teams would be wasting possessions.
mm-hmm.
And, you know, now every single play is important. And you have got to move the football every play. One of the main things that plagues us right now is our first down play puts us in a second down distance of a long yardage. And we're not creative on second down, so we end up with a third and long.
Yep.
And then the personnel and the play calls that we're running on third and long, the defense knows what's coming because we're going to our bread and butter on third and long. So the
Yeah,
defense sees that and it's like, okay, let's
Wow.
sit on this. So then Derek Carr, he has to check it down. And nothing burns me up more than a third and long, and we throw the 2 yard check down pass. My God, I've broken the TV in my house going crazy over this shit.
you
Uh,
know,
I,
and what our bread and butter was running the ball and time of possession. That
yes,
was our bread and butter. Now we're fucking on the field for a minute and 50 seconds. I
Minutes.
am getting so pissed at them like bam, bam, bam. Okay, let's go sit down. Let defense go out there. And our defense lasts 1 to 2 quarters, but after that, they're gassed out. Because if you look at Cincinnati game,
absolutely.
we were not there. Like we were in the game, third quarter, and then they were just gassed because they were not doing nothing on offense. Cincinnati crushed us on time of
In the fourth
possession.
quarter,
It was
yeah.
so embarrassing, bro. I was like,
Now, one thing I'm going to say about the defense is I like the defense. I like what we're doing on defense, but Max Crosby, he has a tendency to get personal fouls because he's trying to get a sack.
Yep.
You know, and Unique Ndakwe had a play that you know, we had forced him out. Joe Burrow threw the ball away, but he hit him late, gave him 15 yards, extended the drive. They got a field goal out of that. And then there was an offsides. I can't remember the fellow who was offsides.
it was a fumble too that we would have got.
Right, right. And there was an offsides that we had sacked the quarterback on. We gave him because he was offsides, we gave him the ball again. They were managed to get the first down because it went from 3rd and 8 to 3rd and 3. They got the first down and scored a touchdown off of that. So those 10 points right there that the defense gave up making undisciplined plays, that affected the game immensely because we're not a team right now on the offensive side of the football that can overcome these mistakes.
Not like last
Because,
season. Not like
No.
right,
last
the
season, man.
offense can't overcome the mistakes they make. So if they can't overcome their mistakes and the defense is making mistakes that the offense can't even overcome their own mistakes, we're putting ourselves behind the 8 ball. There's
Yeah.
got to be somebody on that team that preaches that, as I appreciate the effort that we're doing, but we have got to stop these personal fouls and these offsides and these procedure penalties that we're getting. Those things are killing us because we're not a team that can overcome those mistakes. So we've got to find a way to get these players to realize, okay, he's throwing the ball, I got to dial it down. Yes, when you have an opportunity to make a play, hit that joker like he said something bad about your mother. I'm all for it. But when the ball is out of that quarterback's hands, it's hands off. Because if not, you're going to screw it up for us when we get the ball back. If you take away those 10 points in the first half, it's a different game.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep. And
and
there was a penalty. I think it was
Gakwe or Crosby, one of them.
no, it was Hobbs or something. PI
yeah,
personal,
yeah, he had
personal
a
foul.
PI.
And
Yeah, I saw that.
and I mean it wasn't like he was going down. The guy just went down. I guess it's barely his helmet. But I was like, come on, refs,
Being
let
soft.
these guys
Today's
play.
game is soft, man.
Soft, very
You
soft.
know, but at the same time, the NFL has been after the Raiders as far back as I can remember. Now I don't know if you guys remember that tuck rule, but that was absolutely the worst call in the history of our organization. Worse to me, worse than the Franco Harris play, the immaculate reception. I've seen terrible things happen to this team. 1985. I'm gonna take you guys back. This was before you guys were watching the Raiders. You guys remember the Chicago Bears, the Super Bowl Shuffle Chicago Bears? I'm sure you heard of them. The 1985 Bears.
Yeah.
They were 15-1. They lost to Miami. It was the only team they lost to. They beat the Patriots down like 50 to 10. We played the Patriots in the playoffs, in the divisional playoffs. We were a 12-4 football team. There was a play at the goal line. Now, this was before instant replay, where the running back, his name was Craig James. It was a 4th down call, and we stopped him. We stopped him short, but the referees called it a touchdown. And before instant replay, you just had to suffer through the referees' bad calls. That touchdown led to the Patriots winning that game. There's been so many times that we have been cheated out of victories because the NFL just has it out for us. That tuck rule game, it took them 15 minutes. And I'm not BSing you. There was 15 minutes that it took them to come with that call. That never has happened, and it's never happened since. That only happens to us.
In a playoff game. Bro.
In a playoff game.
Yeah.
And if you look at that play over and over, you know damn well that's a fumble.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't understand that.
He thought it was done. He's like, it's over.
Yeah, he knew it was over. Yeah. He knew it was over. And that game really changed our fortunes as an organization. That was the last game John Gruden coached for us because Al Davis was pissed off at how the ending of the game happened. And if you look at those two franchises, the Raiders and the Patriots, we went down and they went up. And yes, we went to the Super Bowl the following year, but that team that we had was different than any other team. That team was full of veteran players who were at the back end of their careers, and they wanted to win a Super Bowl. I can name
and they changed the playbook before the Super Bowl, bro.
I don't think they changed it. I think that they went in there stubborn and ran the same plays that John Gruden knew. John Gruden knew everything about our team. He knew what would affect Rich Gannon. Rich Gannon threw 5 interceptions, and Rich Gannon would go a full season without 5 interceptions. He threw 5 interceptions in that game. And what's crazy is we started off that game winning. We Charles Woodson intercepted the ball, and we managed to get a field goal, Janikowski. But we had a lot of problems. If you remember, Barrett Roberts went down to Mexico and got loaded, and I had a nervous breakdown or something, and he was the quarterback of our offensive line. So that affected us. And, Tim Brown, he really didn't, John Gruden knew exactly how to cover Tim Brown. Tim Brown, Jerry Rice still got off. Jerry Rice had 100 and something yards and a touchdown. John Gruden knew how to stop Charlie Garner. He knew how to stop Tyrone Wheatley. When those guys, when we'd line up in certain plays, I'm sure you heard the audio. John Lynch, coach, they haven't done anything we haven't prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
It was honestly outside of the day my mother died to this point in my life, it was the worst day of my life. I can remember that day clearly. It was a terrible way to lose and to get blown out in the Super Bowl in California, in a stadium that we had kicked the Chargers' butt in over and over and over again. That was a second home. That was literally a home game for us, and we just couldn't get it right. And I think about that game every day of what could have been.
What could
Because
have?
I probably would still be high off of that win. You know, I'm 49 now. Now I'm at the back end of my life, the second half of my life, and I'm concerned that the Raiders aren't going to win a Super Bowl before I leave this earth. And so I'm stressing. I don't know if you guys saw my video on TikTok, but I was off the rails. I had put one, I had put one before, and TikTok knocked it because it was too vulgar. I was just too insane. You
That's
know,
what I
on,
want.
on
Yeah.
game day, my wife and family won't talk to me. They leave me alone. I watch the games in my garage because I'm not able to function when they lose. And when I
I
was
feel
younger,
you.
I wouldn't talk to my wife for a couple of days. She'd be like, "Why aren't you talking?" I'm like, "Man, because I'll start arguing with you. I'm pissed off."
I am with my mom.
100%. Hey, I feel you, bro. I feel you, man. I mean, that's the same way with my wife. She's like, why do you just keep watching it? Just turn it off. Don't even want. I gotta finish the game. I gotta watch it. I don't give a flying fuck.
I
I
suffer
am
through every
watching.
play.
Yep.
Suffer. I mean, I suffer, but I still love the silver and black. I'm like, next season,
Yep.
let's go. We got it. And what they do, they just screw with
Fuck.
our hearts.
Well, right now, man, with 7 games left, we literally still have a chance. We can
Yeah.
still finish at 12-5. Now, I don't see that as something that we're going to do, but we could definitely finish 10-7, 11-6. There's no doubt in my mind we can beat these teams. But the only way we're going to do that is if Derek
Starts
Carr steps
tomorrow.
up his game.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
got to
Bottom
Okay.
line.
Let's start. Let's start. Here we go. The Thanksgiving game.
fuck.
Derek Carr does have to. This is the game where you tank and let Mariota take your position and just let it ride Derek Carr, or use this anger just like Tom Brady used that anger when the Patriots sat him in the Chiefs game and thought everybody thought Tom Brady's done. And he came back the next game and he fucking won a Super Bowl. This is the Mamba mentality. That's what's Derek Carr's big thing. He always talks about. He
Kobe.
has the Mamba mentality, and you know Kobe. He fucking focused.
I hate to say this, but I have never seen the mama mentality out of Derek Carr. I don't. I mean, 2016 was a magical season. We had a coach that was calling plays that were on the edge, and we had receivers that was able to make plays in Crabtree. Crabtree, for me, was Derek Carr's favorite target of his entire time playing. That dude, him and he had hands.
Yeah.
He could catch. And Amari Cooper was young. I still disagree with getting rid of Amari Cooper
Yeah, we should.
because look, the player that he's become, we just needed to give him more time.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't agree with that. The
He
Khalil
was
Mack
4 years.
trade,
He was 4 years in the
yeah,
league, and they got rid of him
yeah.
at his prime.
The Khalil Mack trade, I'm not going to lie, it hurt me, but I understood the business side of it. I really did because I looked at it from this standpoint. As great as Khalil Mack was and is, it never led us to the promised land. And to pay a guy the money he's getting paid now for Chicago, look at Chicago's team, even though they beat us because of the coaching situation. Chicago doesn't have enough money to have players on the team.
They missed their opportunity because they did
Yeah.
have a fucking solid defense.
Yeah.
But
The
Matt
year that,
Nagy could not get the
oh, that,
offense
that guy's
started.
terrible. That's
Yeah.
a terrible coach.
Matt Nagy, they had, I think 2 years ago when Khalil Mack first started going on the team,
Yeah. His first time
the
there.
best defense in the NFL, and Matt Nagy just could not figure out that offense, how to start it. And he was supposed to be the
No.
offensive guru.
Yeah. It's hard to win in the NFL if you don't have a solid playbook and a solid play caller. Play calling is a rhythm. You got to find a way to catch an offensive rhythm and keep the defense guessing. And that's what's lacking from our team. We don't have an offensive rhythm, and the defense doesn't have to guess. They know exactly what we're going to do every time we line up. And without any good game planning, we're probably not going to win many more games this season. Our coach at this moment, he's a paper cutout, man. He's just standing there.
Yeah.
You know, I've played on quite a few football teams in my life, and I've had a coach that was a relaxed, smiling, happy coach. And I've had a coach that would get in your face and grab your face mask and scream and holler at you. And the teams that I was on like that, we were winning. The
Oh,
teams that I was on with the happy-go-lucky coach, all L's.
Did
You
you
know,
see his Did you see his press conference today?
no, I missed it.
You know what he said?
I'd love to know.
I'll play it right now. Hold on.
All
Oh
right.
man, I was kind of disgusted what he said, bro.
fuck.
Let me play it for you real quick. Let me see, where is it at? All right, I got it right here. Here we go. Hold on.
All the time.
Here we go.
I mean, I think we talk to our players all the time about, being a winner is not really always about points.
Yeah.
It's not really always about a scoreboard.
What the hell?
What the fuck?
Shit. That's
That's,
I mean,
that's a problem for tomorrow, right there. Just listening to that.
I was like, Coach Rich, what the fuck you talking about, bro? Points don't matter. Scoreboard don't matter. I was like, no, you did not just say that, bro.
You want a Super Bowl? It does. Shit.
I was
That worries
honestly
me.
shocked
That
when.
worries me a lot.
Oh yeah, I was shocked when we put him in as head coach. I really was. I know the thinking that Mark Davis was doing. With they wanted to keep the defensive coach in play because our defense has been playing better. Tom Cable, he wasn't the best coach for us when he was our head coach.
Yeah.
So he kind of just really didn't have many options. Greg Olson obviously wouldn't have been a good choice for head coach.
No.
I'm not sure what other guys are on the roster as coaches that could have stepped into that position and filled that void.
I
just think the problem
a lot of people
is
said Gus Bradley, but I don't think Gus Bradley would have done it because it was his first year.
Yeah, I don't think he was ready. And then, it would have put the defense, at a disadvantage because now he's working with the offense and taking time away from working with the defense because defense wins championships. So we definitely needed him in place. But do you ever stop and think that maybe the NFL just had it out for us because prior to Gruden leaving the team, we were on our way to being a solid team this season.
Oh, 100%, bro. I believe it. I believe this year was the year we were supposed to go playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And the emails were from 10 years ago when he wasn't even part of our team. The cancel culture thing is going too far. And, like politics shouldn't be involved in the Raider games. What somebody said 10 years ago shouldn't have no bearing on what's happening in 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I didn't disagree with that. But I know with today's cancel culture, with Gruden having homophobic slurs, with us having a gay person on the team, that was probably going to be a tough locker room to deal with. So Mark Gruden had his hands tied. And Mark Gruden didn't want to get rid of Gruden. Mark Davis didn't want to get rid of Gruden. He was forced by the NFL to do that.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Because Mark Gruden was just, he didn't agree with what was said, but he was going to ride with it. I was going to ride with it. There's gay people in my family, but I don't care what somebody does with their body in their house or wherever they do it at. I don't care. So for me, it wasn't a big deal, the things that he said, even with the gay person in my family. I didn't care because, John Gruden's a little bit older than me. And when I was a kid, saying gay stuff was like the normal. Like if you did something stupid, your friends would be like, "Oh, dude, you're gay, dude. Why'd you do that?" And it wasn't like you were actually gay. It was just like the way that we talked. But now we're in a different era now to where you can't say anything. You got to be politically correct. You're going to offend somebody. I don't understand how people get offended so easily today. Like when I was a kid and you had a bully, if you didn't stand up to the bully, he kicked your butt every day until you got tired of it. And now if you have a bully, you run to the police or to the authorities and you tell on them and you make this big deal of how scared you are. It's like we have become such a weak society, and it's trickled down into the NFL now. The penalties that are called today in the NFL are so pathetic.
Yep.
Soft.
It drives me insane, especially the personal fouls. And now the taunting
No,
penalties.
taunting
Oh
is
my
fucking
God.
bad.
If
Taunting bad.
anybody, all of us have played football. We all know how hard it is to make plays in football at any level. And when you do make a play, you want to exude that happiness. I made a play, I did it. Yeah, and it ain't like you're doing it to hurt somebody's feelings. It's just,
The
it's
game.
hard work and you made it happen. So for us to have to see the games being changed by these little ticky-tack fouls and penalties is terrible. And for in all of our time watching football, the Raiders have always been the highest
Oh
penalized
yeah,
team.
penalties.
Every year.
And, so they have it
Undisciplined,
out
bro.
for us.
So okay, let's go OG first. What do you expect for tomorrow's game? And do we come out with the W?
Tomorrow, I expect them to come out and be a little bit more creative on the offensive side of the football. Dallas is coming into this game missing both of their wide receivers, so they're going to be heavily running the football.
And Zeke is hurt.
Yeah, but they have another running back. What's his name? Pollard. He's pretty
good too.
solid.
Yeah.
So I think that we need to lock down on the run. A victory is not out of the question, but a victory is going to be hard if Derek Carr is coming out there unconfident and our offense is not being creative. We need to see something new. We need to start calling some plays that the Cowboys don't have no tape on. Because if we come out running the same stuff, the Cowboys are coached by a good coach. Good coaches are gonna take care of a shitty coach every time. And let's be honest, Rich Bisaccia, he's not ready to be a head coach.
No,
we're not making any halftime adjustments. We were coming out with Gruden and we were making adjustments in the second half, and we were a solid third and fourth quarter team. Right now, I haven't seen that for 4 weeks. Even in the 2 games we won, we weren't solid in the second half of the games.
Yeah.
So
yes, Zeke is playing, guys, but he is kind of injured. He's banged up. He has a bad knee. But Tony Pollard is a good backup running back. He's very good.
Yeah.
So we gotta watch out. And you know our run defense is pretty goddamn bad.
Yeah, we've been leaking so bad. And that's because our 2 defensive ends, sometimes as a defensive end, you gotta what's called staying home, where you can't go up the field all the time. You got to stay home and lock down on your lane. And, our defensive tackles seem to be pretty soft up the middle. They've been running up the middle way too much. And we got a solid middle linebacker in Perryman. That guy's a beast. He's leading the league in tackles. He's all over the place. So if our defensive line can just play better, stop trying to get sacks on every play, I think we have a solid chance to beat a hurt Dallas Cowboys football team. But if things start getting in the way and they start making a few plays, we seem to just go downhill when a few plays get made.
Yeah. All right, Raider man, youngin, what do you expect?
Look, I just say leave the bullshit behind, man. We have to focus in on this game. This is a big game. This determines our rest of our season. If we lose, we're going downhill. I could call it now. We win, we just gotta bring in the momentum, the old momentum we need. Like Carr just needs to step up to the plate and be the leader we chose him to be ever since like 2016. If you look back in 2016, he was a leader. He was talking to all his receivers. He was stepping up, like he was being loud with them. And now you see him on the sideline, just like giving up on them. Like that's not what
By
a quarterback
himself.
is supposed to do. Like he's supposed to be up in their face and motivate them throughout like the game. Like you just gotta speak up, and like you can't play with fear. If you play with fear, you're not gonna have no success. That's what Carr is doing right now. He's having fear ever since he broke his ankle. Ever since then, he's been a pussy about running the ball.
Absolutely.
When have you seen him run the ball more than 3 yards? That's the most have he gotten in the last like 10 games. Rushing yards, 3 yards. And that's what's the little slide. But like Carr just needs to step up, man. Enough for like the Carr that he is. He has to go back to the 2016 young. Like, come on, man. Like we give him too many opportunities and he hasn't proven himself wrong. He says it all in the press conference that they're getting better and all this stuff. And like he posts on his Instagram all the time about like work and work. But like I just don't see it when it comes to game day. And tomorrow I just need that tomorrow is like his last opportunity. I believe tomorrow is like the day and the game that he has to prove everyone wrong. Like if he doesn't, then I just believe he's out. Like Mark Davis is just getting fed up with that. I believe like is the our what he wanted was a good defense. We gave him a good defense. Look at our defense now, good, solid. It's just that he's just like turning it. He can't turn it around. Ever since Ruggs without, he went downhill. I don't know what it was about Ruggs that he liked so much. He just went downhill ever since that. Like Ruggs, it was like to him, Ruggs and Waller is our only receivers that we have out on the field. Like he doesn't give no receivers a chance, and when you give no receivers a chance on a ball game, you're not gonna have good success out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Okay, good.
I would like to see I would like to see Carr take off and run the football. If you guys remember Rich Gannon, now I know that Youngin down here doesn't, but 3rd and 4, 3rd and 8, Rich Gannon was taking off and running.
Mhm.
No, he would drop back. If the reads weren't there, he was getting us the first down. He kept us in the games. And I just thought that that's what Carr was going to become. And it's so disappointing that he went sideways. He's just not the guy that we need him to be at this point. And I just, I'm scared that he's not going to be the guy tomorrow.
Yeah,
But I would love to come back on the next live that you got, and he is that guy, and we can be happy, and we can talk about Cleveland,
yeah,
you know. But with the way things look right now, and on a short week, I just feel like we're going to see more of the same. And I'm a gambling man; I gamble every week, so I would love to put my money on the Raiders tomorrow. But if you're smart with your money, you don't bet on the Raiders. It is what
I,
it is.
I already betted on them. So here's here's the King's prediction. All right, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this with confidence. King says Derek Carr is gonna play the most pissed off he's ever played. He's been horrible in these primetime games, except for the Baltimore game. He was
yeah,
good. This game, I feel he's going to turn it around. He's going to shut up those rumors. He's going to win this offense back because I don't think it's a thief. I think this offense is kind of iffy and the right receivers. He's going to start looking. And I think he's going to earn the respect back from these players and say, hey, we still got a chance to make it to the playoffs. I know I missed reads here against the Chiefs game. I know I missed reads here in the Cincinnati. I'm an 8-year veteran. I gotta stop playing scared. I gotta start taking chances. I think this is where he does it. I think he's gonna shut up Coach Rich because I know him and Coach Rich are kind of getting into it now. So I don't know where they're at, but I mean, if Derek Carr wants to raise his stock, this is how he does it. Plus,
Yeah,
he's up for a contract, so if you want to make that money, you take the Raiders to playoff then, and you win a playoff game too. Take us faster, take us high through the playoffs because he's up for a contract this year. So I mean, whoever we get next year, I don't think we're going to keep Coach Rich, but if we
no,
get
no, heck no.
another coach, maybe they keep Carr and then we keep him for 1 year and build around Carr or see what happens. But I mean, I do think Carr is going to bounce back. I think he will have, and don't forget, guys, he's the 4th leading quarterback in passing in the NFL right now. So
Yeah,
yes, he's been a slump. Yes, he has to get we have to get more plays because I hate to see Deshaun just sitting on the bench and he only 4 plays out of the fucking whole game. No, you need to have him in
you don't want
sweeps.
to start.
You need to do trick plays. I mean, I know Zay Jones can throw the fucking ball. Do a pitch play to Zay Jones and have him throw it to Mariota or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I
yeah,
mean,
we definitely need to do something different. Bottom
so
line.
we're gonna get score prediction. Let's go OG score prediction tomorrow.
Uh,
Who's getting the turkey leg?
I say Darren Waller's going to get the turkey leg, and I think we're
Do you
going to
think they
win.
have beef? Wait? Let me ask before we end this. Do you think they have beef?
Derek Carr and Darren Waller. I think there's just frustration between the two players.
You can have
I
that in
don't think
football,
it's
though.
I
You
don't
can
think it's
have that.
beef. Yeah, I think it's just frustration and aggravation. I think the score is going to be 27-24 Raiders. With the
And you said
Raiders,
Darren Waller, the leg, turkey leg.
yeah, yeah, he has to.
Youngin, what do you think?
I believe.
Do you
feel
wait?
like-
First of all, do you think they have beef?
No, I think just frustration right now. Like it's just like a little like thing, but not like a big thing. Like it's not like overreacted. But I feel like Hunter Renfro is gonna pop off tomorrow. He's gonna have a
Hunter
big,
Renfro.
he's gonna have the turkey leg. I feel like
Okay.
he's gonna do good. My score prediction is gonna be 28-34 Raiders on top.
All
That's a
right.
good prediction. So Hunter
My
Renfro's your
battery's
turkey leg.
dying, man, so I'm gonna have to call it because it's gonna cut off.
Okay,
Well, I'll
man.
just talk until it cuts off, and then if it
Okay,
when it
this is
cuts
this,
off,
this
you
is
know
my
why.
prediction right here. It's already been an hour, so I'm gonna do my prediction. This is King's prediction. Okay, I feel Derek Carr is gonna get the turkey leg because he has to prove it. You know he has to prove it. He has to have a 300, let's say 3 touchdown game. He has to. I mean, he has to take control of this team and eat. I mean, their cornerbacks is pretty bad. The Cowboys. I mean, their line
Yeah.
is good, but the cornerbacks can be exposed. And we thought that against Cincinnati, but he really didn't do that. But I hope this game he does. I hope he sees the field. So I'm getting the turkey leg to Derek Carr. We have to do a 30 plus for him to get the confidence back. And I feel the Dallas Cowboys, let's say our defense steps up. I mean, they are banged up. They're probably not going to have CeeDee Lamb. They're not going to have Amari Cooper. Pollard's probably going to be the only one that's going to have a good game. And I think their number 4, what's his name? Dak. Dak is going to have an okay game. So they're going to score 21. So it's going to be 30. I'm going to say 34-21. Raiders taking it. Derek Carr have the turkey leg. And guys, I want to thank you guys for coming on. You guys were amazing. Maybe after the game, we'll have an after. We'll be partying. Nobody's going to have broken TVs. Nobody's going to have turkeys through the TVs. If we do, it'll be on TikTok. All right. Fuck.
All right, cool, man.
You might see me in prison. You may King LV Raider in prison because murdered the turkey. But thank you guys. Thank you everybody coming. Thank you guys for being my guest. I mean, hopefully, come on Friday.
Yeah, we'll do it again, definitely.
Friday,
Yeah.
Victory Friday.
Definitely.
Raider Nation for life.
Raider Nation for life.
Raiders,
Thank you
baby.
guys.
All right, fellas.
Have a
Happy
good one, guys.
Thanksgiving. I'll see you
Thanksgiving.
guys next time. Thanks for the invite, King.
Raiders.
Raiders.
Thank you guys. See you guys
All
later.
right, man. Later.
Have a good one, guys.